Flooding the airwaves this election year, Democratic ads featuring two men not on any ballot, not even politicians.
Brought to you by out-of-state billionaires, the Koch brothers.
Billionaire businessmen and GOP mega donors, the Koch brothers. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid takes the unusual step of regularly ripping the Koch brothers on the Senate floor.
No conscience. About as un-American as anyone that I can imagine.
Other high-profile Democrats are doing it too.
The Koch brothers and their friends bringing in millions and millions and millions of dollars.
They can't possibly cross the Koch brothers.
Democratic sources tell CNN it's a carefully crafted strategy to make the Koch brothers the 2014 election villains, the personification of the rich manipulating the political system, bankrolling a GOP agenda to get richer.
The Koch brothers seem to believe in an America where the system is rigged to benefit the very wealthy.
How wealthy are they? Forbes magazine puts Charles and David Koch as the fourth richest men in America, with a fortune of more than $41 billion. Their oil, gas, and textile conglomerate, Koch Industries, makes products we use every day: Dixie cups, toilet paper, Stainmaster, even Lycra. Their business is privately held. The Koch brothers own 84% of Koch Industries shares.
I believe in fiscal responsibility and supporting American business.
Their libertarian politics comes from their father, Fred Koch, a chemical engineer whose experience working in the Soviet Union instilled an aversion to big government. Charles and David spend tens of millions of their personal wealth to push those anti-big government views. But exactly how much they donate is impossible to track. It's cloaked in secrecy. They fund groups not required to disclose donors. Groups that work to impact federal, state, and even municipal elections.
And how dark and secretive is it really?
They're very secretive in the way that they operate politically. They have a very vast and wide network of nonprofit organizations and limited liability companies.
It's a huge web of roughly 36 conservative groups funded, at least in part, by the Kochs. One, Freedom Partners, acts as a hub of sorts, funded by the Kochs and 200 other like-minded businessmen. Freedom Partners raised over $250 million in 2012. Tim Phillips is the president of Americans for Prosperity, one of the most prominent Koch-backed groups.
Can you see how people might look at the unprecedented amount of money you're spending, not know who the money is coming from, and just assume that it's coming from dark, evil places?
Well, they're not exactly hiding, Dana. I mean, if you think about it, David's on our board of our foundation. We're going to follow the law, and we're going to shield the privacy and the First Amendment rights of the folks who support us.
Democrats say the idea that the money is going to oppose government regulation and environmental protection because of economic principle is laughable. Democrats say it's all about making them richer. To counter that, Koch allies argue ethanol subsidies help Koch Industries, but they lobby against it. We asked for an interview with Charles or David, but the media-averse brothers wouldn't talk to us. A spokesman suggested Nancy Pfotenhauer, their longtime friend and former employee.
I would describe them as people who are driven by integrity, humility.
So this sort of image of these two fat cats with the puppet strings.
It's just not reality.
Those who know Charles and David Koch say they have a long-term goal of infusing America with their libertarian ideals, but each has a personal passion.
For whatever reason,
For Charles Koch, a soft-spoken intellectual who lives in their hometown of Wichita, Kansas, it's higher education, pumping millions into colleges and universities around the country, mostly to push free market economics to college students. By contrast, David Koch is in New York and lives the life of a big city billionaire. He donates tens of millions to medical research, hospitals, and even a liberal bastion, the arts, giving $35 million to bring a dinosaur exhibit to the Smithsonian and restoring the ballet at Lincoln Center, which bears his name. Their names may be on buildings and on Democrats' lips.
These two brothers are trying to buy America.
But they remain largely silent.
Why don't they come out and hit back and defend their character?
I think that instinct is somewhat mediated by the nastiness and the viciousness of these attacks that have real ramifications from the standpoint of security.
They won't be specific, but Koch sources insist they've had significant death threats. Still, Charles and David Koch don't just cling to privacy because of security concerns. They're trying to limit public scrutiny, even as Democrats make them the faces of fat cat influence.